Good morning, guys. Well, it's a little bit blowy, so I'm hoping you can hear me all right. But yet again, we've got a day full of wild winds here in the fens, even though the weatherman says it should be about 10 miles an hour less than what it is. But they don't live on the edge of the fens today, where it's lovely and flat and the wind can whistle across. So I'm going to have another little look on the sheep pasture. After finding what we found on Boxing Day, I'm going to have another look around. I've got more parts to have a look at. Let's see if we can find some more nice wax caps. Make the most of it while they're still here. So I'm going to get going and see what I can find, and whatever I find, you'll be the first to see. Well, as you can see, we've still got some nice snowy wax caps coming up. Quite a large one there. There's I've seen quite a few of these this morning. So hopefully we'll get some more different wax caps in this area too. Here we got some very big snowy wax caps. Look how pretty that one is. As I've said before, snowy wax caps are edible. When I find them at Thetford Forest on the bits of grassland there, they're big enough to collect and eat. But here, this is quite a big example for this pasture land that I've found so far. Anyway, this is quite big, so but I won't be taking them. I think I've got and had enough mushrooms over Christmas, so I'll be laying him back down and seeing what else we can find. Here we've got a lovely little blackening wax cap, as you can see. And just beside him, well, about a foot away, another tiny little one hiding in the grassland. So that's two little blackening wax caps. So let's carry on and see what else we can find on this very windy day. Well, I've moved from the sheep pasture, nearly got blown away, and I've come down to one of the local little woods, which is just a few miles away. So I thought I'd have a little look around here and it's a lot calmer down here. It seems a lot calmer. I guess it's because the sheep pasture is right out in the middle of the fens and nothing around it, so it's just blowing like crazy. But here it's quite nice, it's quiet. I think there'll be the odd dog walker with their dogs. But first thing we found is some lovely wood ears, jelly ears. There you go. Some really nice little wood ears. As everybody knows, they are edible. If you pick them, there you go, you can see they get that shape of an ear. If you pick them, you can eat them raw. You can put them on, chop them on a salad. I've eaten them raw. I've tasted them. They're ever so sweet, like a sweet nutty taste. They're used a lot in Oriental cooking, stir fries. But if I was you, I'd chop them up into little strips, because they do spit and spank where they're so full of liquid. This gives them that jelly, and then that jelly feel. And then of course you can dry them and soak them in whatever you want to soak them in, stews, stock, and they'll take in that flavour. So really useful. The Oriental markets sell them. They're not cheap, but if we want to try them, we just go out in the winter, look for an alder bush or alder tree, and you're pretty sure that if there's any broken bits on the floor around it, you'll find these growing. So let's carry on and see what else we've got. I'm pretty sure here we've got one of the bonnet family. The common bonnet looks the same but is a bit bigger, so it's one of the bonnets on this old rotting log. so we know what they are. We just don't know which bonnet they are, but I'm sure with a little bit of research we can find out. So let's carry on and see what else we got. Well, here I think we've got some turkey tail, some young turkey tail growing. We know it's turkey tail if it's white underneath. This bit's clumps already been knocked, so let's have a look and see. Yep, there we go, white underneath. It's a young turkey tail. There's quite a bit of it about. Some people collect it for using in medication. They grind it up. It's well known now for being a good remedy with cancer. It can help against the fight against cancer, so always a nice thing to find. Means you've got a healthy wood. There we go, some nice turkey tail. Now I've just spotted my first young Scarlet Elf Cups of the year. And I'll pick this up and show you. These are ever so young. There we go. And they will open up into a lovely red, scarlet red cup shape. And I'm so pleased I've found them. There was some in this area last winter, and it was around the start of January when I first saw them, but they're maybe a week early this year, but aren't they lovely? That tiny little young Scarlet Elf Cup, and that will open up. You can see it's hollow, but that will open up into quite a big elf cup. So I'm going to lay it back down and remember where it is, and we'll keep an eye on it, and I'll show you it next time I come over, perhaps be next week or 5 or 6 days. We'll see what it's like. So let's carry on and see what we can find. But that's a lovely find for this morning. Really cheered me up, all this wind and horrible weather, but it's nice to get the odd gift from Mother Nature. Here we got some lovely fresh candle snuff. Look at that, look how fresh it is. Isn't that lovely? Just like little stag antlers. And as you can see, I'll brush my hand over it, and there's the pollen. If you brush it, the pollen comes up just like smoke, just like putting out the smoke when you put out a candle. So there you go, that's where they get the name candle snuff. But isn't it lovely? As it gets older, it will grow black from the bottom upwards. If you can see, if I look into the middle of there, you'll see some of them are starting to get black stems, and there. But there you go, lovely candle snuff. You'll find it on most little mossy stumps or rotten trees, mainly stumps. But there you go. So let's carry on and see what else we can find this morning. It's been quite good, isn't it? Usually this time of year, when we find mushrooms growing a couple of foot up on a tree, it's usually velvet shanks. But these look like they're common. Yep, they look like common ink caps to me. That's what they look like. I've seen them growing low down on stumps, but not sort of this height. What are we talking? Probably 2 foot, 18 inches. But I'm pretty sure that's what they are, common ink caps. So let's carry on and see what else we've got. I think it's time to call it a day. Been out a good 2.5, 3 hours. Started off on that windy sheep pasture. We found a few little wax caps, and if it hadn't been so windy, I'd have probably stayed there, but it was just really windy. So I was guessing the sound would be crap on the video and things like that, so I decided to come to the nearest wood, which is just about 4 miles away, I suppose. Only a little wood, but we ended up finding some nice little bits, and of course that first little baby Scarlet Elf Cup, which is always good to find. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll look in that area because I'm sure there'll be more coming up. Last year when I took photographs, I looked and they were dated about the end of the first week in January. So maybe next week there'll be some more coming up, and that little one, or those 2 little ones, will be a lot bigger and we can get some better videos there. So we'll carry on now, head back to the car. Thank you everybody for watching and staying till the end, and please feel free to share with your friends or anybody else who's interested in fungi or just likes to be outside or goes for walks with a family and dog and wants to learn what some of the things are that we find. So thank you for that. Like and subscribe, and thank you to all those who have already subscribed. Even since Christmas we've had people subscribing, so that's brilliant. Thank you so much, and I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. And apart from the weather spoiling it for a lot of the country, let's hope that we have a nice new year and everybody has a really good 2024. So thank you everybody, and if you can, get out there this weekend. If the weather permits, get out in your local wood or on a local piece of grassland and see what you can find. Let's carry on looking, carry on learning. So everybody, have a great time, get out there, and don't forget, keep your eyes open.